Hello.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Can I see us all right?
I don't know. I'm going to put the light on. We can think about this.
You just got me. If you're just going to put an extra light on just because it seems a little bit dark.
Is that better?
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
Bit strange. Obviously, probably just about seeing my haircut.
mine's had a haircut.
Yes.
Even from love, doesn't he look so much better?
Anyway, so child-free today. Child-free for the last
Holy.
couple of days, and we're missing her already, aren't we?
I was in bed before and I was like, I feel as if there's no reason for me to get out of bed because if May's not here.
Yeah, so it's something that we sort of realised that we were talking to our clients yesterday about. Sometimes when you're used to something and then you realise how much you miss it once it's gone. And actually, we had a call with one of our coaching clients who's on like a total transformation program the other day about we'd remove certain foods from their diet to assess symptoms based on how they were feeling, and they were really, really craving these foods that we'd removed, but they were feeling less bloated, sleeping better. So everything else was better, but they were craving those specific foods because they're used to having it. So something to bear in mind is just look at your habits. Would you miss something if you took it away purely because of habit, or do you actually need that? That's something to just think about.
Like your Monday thought.
That's my Monday thought, yeah. Be aware, are you doing things out of habit? That's something that Ellie's huge on talking to me about as well, because I do a lot of things out of habit. Like when I finish my dinner, I need to have something sweet. And it's pure habit. I don't need it. If I give myself 10 minutes away from everything else and can focus on control, the food goes down, digests well, and then I've forgotten that I actually wanted that sweet thing. So, yeah, food for thought there.
So today we kind of wanted to discuss something that I took away from watching. Now that Eve's not here, I can kind of watch all these programs that I recorded about 6 months ago.
All of our trash, what's it called, reality TV?
Yeah. Anyway, so there was a quote that I heard from Kris Jenner. If you didn't know Kris Jenner, she's the mum. She's the momager. Momager, is that the word?
Is that the one that's really the mum or the one that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and there was something that she said, and it really struck a chord with me, and it's totally true. And what she said was, if you don't feel happy, you are then unable to give happiness to your children, to anyone close to you. And it's really true, because it's something that Ryan and I are true believers. We speak to a lot of females, we speak to a lot of mums, most days, and one thing that they feel is if they feel so unhappy in what they see, how they see themselves, in their life, in their work, and then it's like they're like, okay, what are you going to do about it? Like, how can we turn this around? And they feel selfish then to make the change, then do anything for themselves, and it's like then you get this vicious cycle, because then don't expect that you're going to be able to then truly make someone else happy if you are not happy yourself. If you're not feeling that self-happiness, it's very difficult for you then to make anyone else happy.
Yeah, it's like we always say, like everybody has happiness inside them, so you don't need anyone or anything else to be happy. What we need to do is be in touch with it, and by what who was it who said it?
Kris Jenner.
The way we've
Kris
Kardashian. The way we've read it is that she said, you need to be in a position of happiness in order for you to be able to help your children be happy, and it's so true, because negativity, being sad, being unhappy is so contagious. If you look around and you look at the people you're spending the most time with, like we always say this thing, like you become an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and it's so true. If you're spending your time with 5 people who are upset, down, depressed, blah blah blah, I guarantee you're going to be the 6th one. There's very little doubt in our mind about that, because you can't create positive environment if you're surrounded by negativity. So we need to give ourselves that time to find that happiness within ourselves, and give ourselves that time to know that it's not selfish to prioritise your happiness.
And remember, if you're like a role model in a child's life, if you're a teacher, if you're a coach, if you're a parent, if you're an auntie, or if you're an uncle, and you're spending, or if you're a grandmother and you're spending this close, like you have a close relationship with children, they're going to look up to you as their first initial role model. If you're showcasing them that it's natural to feel unhappy about yourself, to feel self-hatred, to how you look at food, your relationship with food, your relationship with other people, if you are showing them this natural way of behaving, they're then going to pick up on that. They're then going to pick up on that and think that's natural and that's okay to behave, and they're then going to go down their route, their life, possibly showcasing the same thing and then passing on to their children. So you've got to start within. If currently what you're doing, how you perceive yourself, what you think about yourself, what you do day to day in terms of your food habits, any habits that you've got, if you would not like your child or your children that you look after, if you are a teacher or whatever, anyone close to you, to pick up and then to follow, stop what you're doing and focus on possibly changing that. It's not all about rainbows and sparkling glitter and unicorns, although I love unicorns and probably because in my world sometimes it's like that. But it's just about bringing back to reality. Is what is you're thinking? Is it true? Is it reality? Can you possibly change it? Is it healthy? Do you honestly think that your thoughts are healthy? If not, let's change it.
Hi Joey, how you doing? Happy Monday. And yeah, it's like I'll bring up here back to a story. The other
Rainy, can you see?
A couple of weeks ago, when I was feeling a little bit down, I was very anxious. I put this act on for Ethan May. I tried to put this act on. Ellie was out training. We're playing. We're doing our thing, and then I went off to train when Ellie came back, and she said to Ellie, like, "Daddy's not happy." And it's just like, you can't act with kids because kids read straight through it. Anyone who spends a lot of time around children know they just say what they think. They don't have that social understanding that says we need to watch what we say at certain things. So she just says what she thinks. It's like, if I walk around with my gut out, she'll say, "Daddy, you've got a big tummy." It's not that I have a fat tummy, it's just because I'm not engaged in my core, and it's the sort of thing that only Ellie would say to me as well. But it's true. So it's just being aware that we might think we're putting on this act because we have to put the kids first. We just try to protect them because they really, really do understand that. They see the deepest. They see through those acts. They see the reality of you. When they look in your eyes, they can tell if you're happy. If you're miserable and you're putting an act on for the kids, they're not falling for that. So really, we want you to try and prioritise your own happiness and see it as like almost as a selfless act, because it's uncomfortable for many people when we first start talking about it to say you need to start putting you first. That's the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
And I think if you look at like kind of the selfless act of, are you happy right now? And if not, okay, let's perhaps just do something about it. Like, what would make you happy? Because ultimately, not only are you then going to benefit from it, from this feeling of perhaps finding that happiness in yourself, you're then going to show it to your child. You're then going to show it to your friends. You're going to show it to your work colleagues. And you're going to become this infectious person that people perhaps want to be around you. But also you're giving off this great message to the child that actually it's perhaps okay not to feel 100% happy all the time, but you know what, watch me, I'm going to do something about it, because this is how you should lead your life. Put yourself first. That is something that we teach our children. Put yourself first. Sometimes we need to take these messages and relay them back to ourselves and follow that, because ultimately if you're not this happy person and you have a child to look after, you are truly showing them that it's natural and it's okay to feel this unhappiness forever. Yeah,
it's funny enough actually, we learn a lot from things, and a few months ago I did an email that I sort of expected a bit of a response from, but not as many unsubscribes as what we got from our list, when I talked about like swimming pool lessons. And I think if you've ever been in a swimming pool and just took a step back and watch the environment of families and the way that they react and the way the children act and things like that, you can learn a lot from it, because you look at like children and you see them, they're mirroring the behaviour of their parents without, like, this is just the complete me observing it from afar, and you can just see it. They come in, they're attracted. We even see some of them walk around with the towels when they get out around them, like they're worried about what they look like, and the parents are doing the exact same thing. So for us, it's about finding it within you that it's a selfless act. It's like Joey was saying there, he's competing, that's quality, mate. Keep competing in bodybuilding, and we often get people who will say like, "Oh, use competing in bodybuilding, that must take a lot from the family and stuff like that," and it does. We know it impacts on her, but then when we're doing it, we do have her in the front of our mind. It might not feel like it because at times we have to sacrifice time and stuff like that, but for us it helps us fulfill our passion of working towards health and fitness goals. So it gives us that passion that we know then, okay, yes, we probably had a 10-12 week where it wasn't as great at home in terms of the environment, but then after that we left that show motivated on another level for life. So it's not all, and that was even without the result that we wanted. So it is a selfless act in a way as well. Yes, there is an element of sacrifice, but if you think back to anything you've ever wanted, good morning Sue as well, sorry, if you think back to anything you ever want, it's going to involve sacrifice. If it involves progress, it will involve sacrifice. And for us, it's like becoming parents or having children or giving children time. There's always going to be an element of sacrifice. We just need to sacrifice the fact that we're going to put ourselves first, be happy and see that as a selfless act.
But honestly, legitimately, Eva May wants to be on stage. She keeps asking us that she wants to go on stage. But we're hoping it's going to be more sort of dancing and theatre related than perhaps bodybuilding.
Well, we or you are?
I do. That's because I've gone through a lot of journeys through the bodybuilding. Perhaps maybe I did it wrong the last time. But anywho, I was going to say something then. I can't remember what I was going to say.
So I think what we're trying to say is, you know, you watch these things and we see, like, you look at real life reality TV, something that I'm not the hugest fan of, but one thing that you can see is like how people react and behaviours within a family environment, and we're all about like coaching that should benefit a whole family. A lot of the time when you look at health and fitness related programs, when I say programs, I don't mean TV programs, I mean like when you look at health and fitness related things, they can often involve sacrifice with the family, for sacrifice that will impact on the family. So it might mean like the mum doesn't eat the same food because they're on this really strict diet that says they're not allowed to have chicken nuggets and chips with their kids. That shouldn't be the case, you know. It's always about understanding that your things can fit around your lifestyle, and you can see what you're doing as a priority. If you know by you going to the gym and training every day is going to give you more energy for your kids, you're going to feel more confident because that's going to reflect in your kids. You're going to find that you're running around a lot more, have more energy that's going to relate to them, but also you'll set an example to your kids about being healthy and active. You know, there's so many things out there now that come into the world for kids that involve sitting around on their backside looking at a TV screen or some form of screen. So if you can show them something that says, you know, I'm up being active, like we have some of the women in our group that train from home, and their kids join in on the workouts, and they'll even put photos in our group, like our client only group of their kids doing it. Yeah,
the kids actually are motivating them to do it. Actually, I get told by Eva May, have you done your cardio? Jeez, okay, bossy boots. What I was going to say is, and this is something that's always struck a nerve with me, because I remember being told this a year ago by someone, that Ryan and I are extreme. We're extreme as coaches and all this stuff. And I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. One thing that anyone who knows us is we preach lifestyle, and what we get our clients doing, and if anyone who's listening to this, to kind of, you wanted to make a tip on how to kind of improve your goals and work towards them, base it around your lifestyle. Don't do anything that's crazy. Do stuff that's around your lifestyle. Catering your children, like Ryan said, catering family meals. But that's the number one big tip that we do. Always have your family meals. You can then work back. Perhaps if you wanted to kind of lip tighter, work backwards then from your meals, and kind of perhaps look at your breakfast and your lunch meals. But never miss out on family meals. Never miss out on social occasions. Exercise side. Doesn't have to be crazy. If you're not comfortable to go to the gym, don't go to the gym. Do it around your lifestyle. Go for walks. Walk your dog. Play with your children. Calorie burn is calorie. You know, unless you have more specific goals, bodybuilding, or perhaps more want to have that aesthetic look, then perhaps your training needs to be a little bit more structured. But you don't necessarily have to do anything out of your comfort zone. So to that person who told me I was extreme, I don't think so. I think we're very much reality and real life, and that's important to us. We have children. It's important that you cater your child, your friends. It's ultimately, we just want you to feel happiness, and that's catering everything that makes you happy.
Yeah, and I think what a lot of the reason that the deeper rooting behind that, people thinking that we're extreme and things like that, is because we have this perception that being in shape now is difficult. We have this perception that it's normal to be overweight. You know, 2/3 of the British adults are fat. They're overweight or obese. That's a fact. That is statistics written up, and it's true. So now we're growing up into this society that says normal is actually overweight. Normal is struggling with your confidence. Normal is not fitting into clothes, and that's the norm now. So for somebody to be in shape and keep themselves in shape and pride themselves, it's not extreme. And we're showing our clients daily that you can do it without being extreme. You can bring yourself into this world of health and fitness, as looking at it as health and fitness rather than just all fitness. It's health.
And I know there's a lady watching this right now, and wow, like she will know who I'm talking about her, because last night she amazed me with her progress pictures, and I hope she'll agree. She's not doing anything crazy. She's not doing anything extreme. It's ultimately about what's important to you, what would you like to achieve, and then making a plan to suit that. You don't need to do anything crazy. And in fact, if anything seems crazy, stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. And the lady who knows what I'm talking about, she's just makes me so proud, and that's the reason why we coach the way we do, because she's smashing it. And don't give the game away.
Yeah, so that's all we've got today. Just wanted to touch on that, and it is, just remember, we're going to close on one message, is it's not selfish to want to be happy in life and prioritise your happiness. It's not. everyone else around you will benefit. I promise you that. We've both been victims of thinking we need to put other people's happiness first, and it only left us feeling miserable, and that reflected in everyone around us.
And it nearly tore everything that we loved away from us. So don't do it. Put yourself first, make yourself happy, and then you're going to make other people happy, and then your future's bright.
Yes, we'll be back Wednesday for our Good Morning with the Hodgsons with better lighting. Okay, see you soon. Have a good day, peeps.
Bye.